Welcome to St John's for our weekly update, and welcome to September. September is a really important time in the life of the Church. For these days we keep what is called the season of creation. The season of creation begins on the 1st of September and goes through to the 4th of October. On the 1st of September, our Orthodox sisters and brothers celebrate the anniversary of the creation. They say that the 1st of September is Creation Day. And so a number of ecumenical leaders, including the Archbishop of Canterbury, Pope Francis, and of course the Ecumenical Patriarch, all invite us to pray for the creation on this day, 1st of September, and to pray that we may be good stewards of the earth and exercise the gifts and talents that the human family have to protect the integrity of the created order. So today I'm in the north aisle of the cathedral, and behind me is part of the exhibition that is put on each year for the month of September by QSEN, the Queensland Churches Environmental Network. This beautiful display of paintings and photographs helps to honour the gift of the creation and invites those of us who observe this exhibition to reflect on how we might be better stewards and safeguarders of the integrity of the creation. So I invite you to come and enjoy the exhibition at some stage in the month of September. The season of creation finishes on the 4th of October, which is the feast of St Francis of Assisi, who increasingly is being seen as the person who has so much to teach us about how we relate to the creation. St Francis labelled the other creatures his sisters and his brothers, and he reminds us that the concept of neighbour has been growing in its scope ever since Jesus challenged the people of his day to see the Samaritans as neighbours. These days we are being challenged to see all the other creatures as our neighbours, in fact more than neighbours, as our sisters and brothers. And if we had a more sort of familial relationship with the other creatures of the planet, I'm sure that we would respond to the planet and our fellow creatures in a very different way. So in keeping with the theme of the season of creation, on Sunday Blair Martin will be offering a Labyrinth Walk. Blair is offering those walks for us at the moment virtually because of the challenges that we face trying to offer a Labyrinth Walk in person. There's a whole lot of hygiene issues to do with being together on the labyrinth. And so on the cathedral website, on the What's On page, you'll find a link to, on Sunday, you will find a link to Blair's latest walk, which honours the season of creation, and you'll also find a number of downloadable resources, such as a finger labyrinth that allows you to actually take part, and also walking notes. And we're grateful that Blair continues that important ministry, even though it's in a different form as a result of COVID-19. One of the calls that our baptism places on our lives is to reflect deeply on how our life and our faith intersect and how our faith speaks to our life. One of the tools we use here at St John's to do some in-depth probing of how faith and life interact is through our series of podcasts. The On the Way podcasts is a way of doing an extended deep dive into the way our faith and life intersect. The latest of those sees us talking with the wonderful social researcher, psychologist, Hugh Mackay. Hugh's just written a new book called The Inner Self, and in that book he explores the way in which culture helps us to hide from ourselves. And so Dom, Sue and I spent a wonderful hour and a bit with Hugh a couple of weeks ago by Zoom. exploring how his new book will help us reflect more deeply on the life of faith. So I commend to you the latest of our podcasts and in fact the whole podcast series. It's a wonderful gift, and I'm grateful for the leadership that Dom Fay plays in producing those. He has an amazing capacity to bring about a wonderful conversation. It seems seamless, but he puts a lot of work into making sure it happens. And of course, we're always grateful for the ongoing connection between Sue Grimmett and the Cathedral. The three of us have a great time together, and I certainly find it personally uplifting and strengthening to be part of the dialogue with Sue, Dom, and all our guests. On Sunday we have a new study starting, Sunday afternoons, which you can join in person or on Zoom. It's looking at the Anglican Board of Mission Australia's response to the Uluru Statement. The study is called A Voice in the Wilderness. The Uluru Statement was, I think, one of the most significant contributions to the process of reconciliation that's happened in many, many years. And whilst it's a very short statement, it's incredibly profound, and as Christians who are called to be reconcilers, it's really important for us to explore this document and to work out how we can be agents of healing in this nation. So I commend that study to you that will be led by Bishop Bill Ray, and you'll find details of how to join the study on the Cathedral What's On page. On Sunday, you'll find copies of our new monthly notices publication. Alan Gallimore has been working really hard to bring that about for us, and I'm grateful for his ongoing commitment to the Cathedral community through the publications and his amazing capacity for administration. So you'll find copies of our new monthly notices in hard copy and on the Cathedral website. It's a wonderful way to keep track of all the offerings that are coming our way despite COVID-19. While speaking of COVID-19, a reminder that at present the health directives don't inhibit us from doing the things we're planning to do. We are operating under a COVID plan, and our plan is working really well for us and for the community, I think. Having said that, though, please do constantly check the What's On page, particularly of the Cathedral website, because through that you'll be able to see if there are any changes to our planned program. In terms of celebrations, it's wonderful to say happy birthday to Helen. Helen is sister to Eric Anning, who's a regular at the 7:30 a.m. Eucharist, and Helen joins us each week via YouTube. She and her husband watch us and celebrate with us from Sacramento in California. So happy birthday, Helen, on the other side of the globe. We also say happy birthday to Josh, who is one of our wonderful vergers and helps us bring the YouTube worship services to you. And so happy birthday to Josh. And happy birthday also to Richard Fay, Bev Sandover and Zachary Samuels. I hope you all get to have that wonderful gift of cake, and a reminder that in the church festivals last for 8 days, so I hope you get to eat cake for 8 whole days. So once again, thank you for your support. Thank you for making contact with us in the many ways that you do, for the words of encouragement that we receive. It's been wonderful to be able to welcome so many people back into the Cathedral building for worship and for other activities. We do miss those of you who do need to stay at home. We encourage you in your process of looking after yourselves. We do miss you, and we do hope and pray that the COVID-19 pandemic will soon be behind us. In the meantime, we remain really mindful of those who are finding these days incredibly tough, those whose livelihoods have been absolutely decimated, and some members of our Cathedral community have lost their livelihoods or have had to completely reorientate their lives. And so if you do need someone to talk to, remember we are always here, happy to be a listening ear. We're incredibly mindful of some of the agonising situations that many of you face. And please be assured that even at this distance we hold a deep and heartfelt concern for you. The Lord be with you.